Hi everyone, today I want to share this book with you. It's called If You Can Doodle, You Can Paint, and it's by Diane Culhane. Now, I purchased this book a while ago and I forgot to do a review, and many of you have asked me that you'd love to see the review, so here it is. It's more of a kind of my own opinion and also letting you see inside the book so you can make up your mind whether you would like to have this book. So it says here, transforming simple drawings into works of art. Essentially, this is exactly what it is. It is made to be very simple and in a way kind of childlike. So it's all about doodling. It's all about that kind of very simple way of creating art, however in a still stylized way. So let's have a look. So here is a nice little spread of essentially the doodles that she has done, and it could be of fruits, it could be houses, little teacups, food related, or plants, flowers, all that sort of stuff. And here you can see the contents table. So getting started, doodle specifics, doodle collections, blowing it up, mixed media, and artist gallery. So she goes through all of those, and as you can see, all of them have exercises. So exercise 1, line quality. Exercise 2, let it loose, small, medium, and large doodling. Exercise 3, circles and lines. Exercise 4, right to left. Exercise 5, doodle while reading. Exercise 6, pick a theme. Exercise 7, taking a line for a walk. So all of these things are very interesting, and then as it goes progressively into later chapters, you also start having projects. So here is project 1, folded or sewn books. Project 2, revamped journals. So this is a bigger kind of project rather than just a bit of doodle. So you have that option as well. Then we have more exercises down below, expanding imagery with a copy or a scan. So this is quite interesting. I'm currently interested in this aspect of photo printers and copies and all of that. And then finally exercise 9 is adding color. And then in the mixed media you have another 4 projects here. Copy yourself, hand-eye coordination, grid painting, theme painting, and abstract painting with mixed media. So it's a very good content in this book, and it is super fun. It's one of those fun books that you definitely don't want to take it too seriously. It's not something you need to concentrate heavily on. So if you have very limited time for art and you're a busy person for whatever reason, then this book is definitely fun to, do something that doesn't have to have a lot of concentration and attention and all of that, and you can just do it for fun. So here she has a nice list of different materials, and let's see if there are any watercolors actually. So there's some gouache, I assume. It doesn't seem like she is using, in terms of paints, it says here acrylics, acrylic paint markers. Yeah, I can't see any watercolors in here, so might not be her cup of tea. But sort of pens and pencils and acrylics is more what she's into. But you can totally translate it into your own interest. Like if you love watercolor, you can do that, incorporate it instead of the acrylics and just use watercolor paper. So that's that. Let's look at the work. So Here is a huge piece that she actually doodled on. It's literally a tall wall, and she created these rolls of paper, sort of sticking them and creating like a large canvas on the wall, super huge. And then she doodled different objects, and it actually, there's going to be a picture later where you can see it, and it looks really interesting. So here she's teaching you, so it says get started, so it's a really kind of step-by-step guide, tutorial, whatever you want to call it. Definitely a lot of fun. So here you can see the scale she's working on for the large doodle. So she starts somewhere on top, and it just kind of goes on, and she's saying here working on rolls of paper, so she explains to you the difference between large scale work and small, and look at that, how cool it looks in the end. So that's essentially what it is, making doodles more stylized and interesting, and not just random squiggles, but making it into a finished piece. So if you love doodles, that would be super fun for you. So let's have a look. Doodle Collection. So here's a bit more color now, so probably some pencils and things like that. You can see this is the Signo, what's it called, that pen here, this one, a Uniball Signo, and she probably had to take off the branding strip there. So yeah, it is really a fun book, and I think I have said fun so many times now, but it definitely is. And there is some more materials. Let's have a look. So for example here, so it's the revamped journal, and that's something that I would totally be interested to do. So I think she takes an old journal perhaps and works over it or something like that. So the materials are old journal, white and grey gesso. By the way, I didn't know that there is a grey gesso. All I knew that there is white, clear and black, and apparently there is also grey gesso. But anyway, I suppose you can just tint it with a bit of paint and make it whatever color you want. Anyways, used tea bags, wet, used coffee ground, acrylic paints, soft charcoal, paint, brushes, ink rollers, India ink, spray bottle, old credit card, pens, pencils, markers, stencils, collage materials. So pretty much, you know, most of us have all of these things available. You can skip certain things that you don't want to use. Like, for example, I don't think I would go for the used tea bag and the coffee ground thing, just because it probably would be a bit too messy. But everything else looks pretty fun. And here you go. So you can see she's taking old pages, and it's like upside down, and she just covers them with gesso. And that's such a fun thing to do. Currently I messed up 2 pages in my art journal, and I had something completely different in mind when I first started, and it just ended up looking completely horrendous. So I definitely need to rework those 2 pages, and it's so bad I'm actually a little bit embarrassed to show you. And I might do a tutorial where I will kind of create something like this on top of it, so rework it. And it is super fun. Whatever page you have, if you're unhappy with it, never pull it out of the journal, just work on top of it. Thank goodness to gesso, and you can get some that are quite opaque, some that are translucent, and you can use acrylic paints on top. You can, you know, add some black gesso if you completely want to cover the entire thing. So there is just a sea of opportunity there. So that is basically her book, and some of the pieces are actually on another level. So the good thing about this is it's not only within that kind of simple sort of thing level, but if you want to take it a notch up, you definitely can do it. And I love her work. I hope that she will come up with another book soon where she could perhaps concentrate on these sort of more advanced doodle art, because it's stunning. So here she's using Akavara rice paper. Now, I never heard of Akavara rice paper, so I'll just let you see here. Then there is a canvas, gel medium, gloss or matte, large paintbrush, acrylic paints, script brush, flat brush, collection of doodle images. So it is pretty impressive. This looks like, yeah, it's acrylic, so it's lovely with some pencil marks and whatnot. So these are, she calls them the grid painting, and in essence it's kind of like repeating, like putting tiles together and creating a piece of art out of that. So you can see it's a little bit like separated but put together, and that is pretty fun as well. So here are stage by stage. So you can see this is how it starts off, then the building of it, and then you get to this part. So yeah, pretty good book if you like doodles and sort of this kind of abstract contemporary art. Definitely would recommend this book for you. It's a lot of fun. Let me say it again. But yeah, so this is it, and I hope you found it quite useful and you enjoyed it. I certainly have done a few things out of this book, and it's been really kind of eye-opening in a way. And yeah, so thanks for watching, and see you soon.